Welcome to Everyday Asphalt. My name is Jim Warren. Glad to have you guys here today. The purpose of this program is to go a little bit deeper in the areas of materials, design, construction, and maintenance. So that's what this is. That's what this program is all about. We host and we post all this program on YouTube. We also post it on Audible, on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and so you can always go there and listen to it. Just search for Everyday Asphalt on your favorite system, and it'll come up and like, subscribe, and share to these programs. So you'll be notified when we put a new program out there. And we're glad to have you here. So let's get started with the program. Our special guest today, I think this is the first time you've actually ever been here.
That's what I was going to say.
In 3 years.
Yes, sir. Yeah. This is the first time you've ever invited me.
Wow.
Here, so.
Okay. Well, anyway. Mr. Harold Mullen, TXAPA CEO. I'm glad to have you here, brother.
Thank you, sir. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
We are excited for you to be here. And you, probably one of the busiest guys I know. You guys, you are just all kinds of busy right now.
Yes,
it is. Just crazy.
Yeah,
just
good
crazy.
Times. Good times.
What I'd like you to do is just for people that don't know you, let's go back just a little bit and talk a little bit about your past. Not the good part. No, the safe for work stuff. How'd you get here? What's your story? How'd you get started and all that?
Whew, wow. I don't know if we want to go back to the jaded past or not.
We can't go that far.
Okay, all right. But, in all sincerity, it comes back to family, believe it or not, because my wife, Kara, the best thing that ever happened to me.
Agreed.
Her mother said if I ever wanted to marry her, I had to move to Texas. And
really?
Yeah. So we met at Mississippi State. Her mom realized that we were getting serious, and she said,
put the hammer down.
Yeah, you're moving to Texas when you graduate. So my folks were very understanding and all. So it's all about family. Everybody was happy about it, and my mom and Dad was just tickled to death that I married Kara. So it all worked out great. But no, came over here to Texas. My very first job was with the AGC Municipal and Utility Branch.
Okay.
Their executive director had just retired. They had a new executive director who had been the representative, the field representative who'd been out, Bill Driscoll. Bill Driscoll is his name, and a lot of people will remember Bill. It's such a wonderful, great person, a wonderful mentor for me. But Bill moved into the executive director role, and he was looking for a field representative.
Okay.
So,
here you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
great opportunity.
Absolutely. And Kara's uncle told Bill, said, Kara just got married to this boy out of Mississippi State. He needs a job, and he's got a marketing degree and PR degree and all this stuff. And
he's your guy.
He said, just talk to him. He said, just talk to him. And Bill wouldn't talk to me, by the way. I had to go around and visit with everybody, all his board of directors. It was a great process. I learned so much.
Work your way in, huh?
I did.
Is it because you're from Mississippi? Or
probably so. Probably. I don't know. Yeah. But he had to test me, I guess, is what it was. So I went around and visited with the board, and that was a very rewarding experience. Sure. It was a learning experience. I learned so much about Texas in a month and a half that you just wouldn't believe. So it was so great. These guys were so wonderful. And I knew right then the association business, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Good people. Yeah. That was in the construction industry. These guys all were underground utility contractors and plant contractors, sewage plants and water plants and all that. So it was a great experience going through that. And then in 1984, that chapter of AGC merged with the AGC Highway Heavy chapter. So it became all the AGC of Texas.
Okay.
And so I worked there for all total about 14 years. Okay. And I worked for Tom Johnson, another great mentor that just taught me everything in the world to know about association, construction industry. So I was working there, and Charlie Smoot was getting ready to retire here. You remember Charlie. I
remember Charlie very well.
And Charlie said, hey, we want you to come over here. We want you to come work with it was the hot mix asphalt Pavement
Right.
Association. So we said, okay. And so by that time, there were several of the members started talking to me. And the reason
Because
that
you had some of the same guys.
that was the key for me,
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
That was the key. I would be working for basically the same people. And so after talking to them and all, it seemed like a great opportunity. And so moved over here back in 1995.
In 95. Okay.
Yeah. And it's been one big ride ever since.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. That's when I came. That's when I went to Texas or went to Florida.
Went to Florida?
That's
yeah.
Because we always joked about it because
I had to
you were in
yeah.
your job 1 month longer than
That's right.
than mine. So
That's
that
right.
was like I could never catch you.
I had a month more wisdom.
Had a month more wisdom
and
and a lot more other stuff, but a month more wisdom. So since 95, that's about 30 years.
Yeah, 31.
31 years now.
Yeah.
So a little bit of change in 31 years.
Oh, man, unbelievable the change. And that's something you can always count on. It's
Yeah.
change. You can count on it.
But even the association has grown so much in that period of time. You've gone from a couple people, kind of part-time kind of deal, kind of winging it, and now you put on some of the best stuff that I've ever seen.
You're a big part of that too. Thank you, number one, but you're a big part of that. And you have, we're so blessed to have the team that we have, the staff we have at TXAPA. We got to counting up the other day. When you count full-time people as well as our part-time staff that's so important to us at the center, we've got over 33 people now.
Wow.
I think we just
Amazing.
hired number 34. So, yes.
I just met her yesterday.
Okay, well, there you go.
Nice girl.
There you go. So it's phenomenal. It's unbelievable, but we're very blessed. Our members have enabled us to build the strongest, best team in the asphalt pavement industry, I believe, in the association business. So we are just delighted with that. We are able to accomplish so much. And, Jim, thank you for everything you've done. You've brought, one of your expertise is these type of things, so being able to do all this,
we figured this one out.
Yeah.
COVID did all that.
Well, thank you, Gino Carrier, right?
Yeah, and
Gino was very instrumental in doing this, but you were like, I can do that. I can do that.
We can do that.
And you did do that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Fun. It's been fun. Been a good ride. So I think one of the when I think about you, I think about the word communication. And that to me is like you're an awesome part of that. So that's a big part of kind of who you are. And so I'd like to kind of delve into that a little bit deeper. Let's talk about this and just how you do it. And because I don't think, you mentioned in the video we did a while back for the Apex program and stuff of how important all that is. And I think that's where we drop the ball sometimes. But how did you learn how to communicate? Were you always good at it?
I'm not sure. I just know it was emphasized. My family, going back to family, everybody just loved each other, loved to be around each other, so they were big talkers. My family's just big talkers.
Right.
We're going to talk it all out. We're going to be very nice and polite about it, but we just like to communicate because we don't, nobody wanted to hurt anybody's feelings and that type of thing, so you have to talk about it, and that type of stuff. So I guess that's where it started from.
Okay.
But when I went to Mississippi State, I was over in business, and that did not work for me.
Okay.
So I went over to a communication department that had public relations and journalism and those type of things, and I found out that that's where I could really shine because they were about communication. And the reason they were about communication is they were relating with people.
Okay.
And I think that's what it is I want to make sure I understand you. I want you to understand where I'm coming from too. So the only way we're going to get that is if we talk about it. If we just sit and communicate and tell reasons why we have this or feel that, that's how we're going to get that open, honest communication to where we can come up with a solution. And I guess I was just solution driven if we had a challenge to overcome or something like that.
Okay. So what's the hardest part of that? Of communicating?
I think the hardest part is the open, honest part. I think you have to kind of let not your guard, but you have to kind of expose yourself a little bit and kind of let the truth come out to some extent as to, this is how I really feel about it. This is where we're going to really overcome some challenges or really grasp opportunities. when I can relate to you.
You got to put at least one card on the table.
You got to be.
You got to play a little bit of the hand that you're dealt.
Yes, sir.
To let them know that, hey, I'm in. I'm in this.
That's it. I'm
Right?
in. I'm in.
and I'm going to be in, and we want to work through this.
That's
right.
That's
the thing I think I get about you is you're not we're to win it, but you're there to solve a problem.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think the one thing I've learned being here is having the team that we have here is together, and it may sound kind of silly, but together our solutions are much better than they would be if I came up with them myself.
Absolutely.
Because I can bounce them off you and Chuck and Emily and Larry and everybody else, Becky and Corey, and we can say, hey, we want to do this. What is, I want to build. Does this make sense? They go, yeah, but if you looked at it that way, oh man, I never thought about it that way. And I think that's one of the things that you brought to the table is that willingness to do that. Like when we go in the brainstorming sessions and the think tank, having a think tank.
Yeah,
right.
That's
Just
cool.
having a room in the building that we can go, hey, we're meeting in the think tank, and everybody puts their stuff down, puts their phones down, and it's okay, here's the issue, write it on the wall, and let's figure it out.
And what I like is it's a safe zone too. You can bring up anything, you can say anything, and you won't be ridiculed for it in any way.
Yeah.
So, pretty much.
But that's part of the whole thing.
But part of that communication for me too, the generation you and I grew up in, our parents, our generation above us, you ask them how to do something or why you have to do something, it's because I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
You just do it because I tell you so.
Yep.
Well, and we have to do it this way because we've always done it that way.
Yes.
That was the two things we kind of parameters we lived within. And I just always had that concept in the back of my mind, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a reason why we're doing it, number one, besides just somebody wants us to.
Right.
And then there has to be a better way of doing it. And I think I wanted to communicate with somebody just to find that out, if that's true or not. And I think I found out it was. And then that's why here, I know my ideas are going to be limited. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what Chuck has to say, or Corey, or whoever it might be. So I think that's where a lot of the genesis of a lot of my communication is. There's got to be a better way to do it. And I know we can always improve.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure. I said, what's more important and why? Understanding someone else or they understanding you?
I love that. To me, the most important thing is to understand somebody else.
Okay.
I know me. I can control me. I can't control you. There ain't no way.
Okay.
But if I understand you, I can communicate with you better and relate me to you better, and hopefully you'll do the same thing for me. And that way, we're going to know where we stand, we're going to know our ideas together, and we're going to be able to accomplish that goal that we're trying to accomplish.
I'd love to say everything's always rosy around it, but there's times we don't agree, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And particularly with our customers and this and that, it's like, hey, we don't agree, but hey, let's try to figure it out.
That's
and I got to know where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Because some people do not like to relate. They do not like to. I'm in. They don't want to put that card down.
Right.
And so you got to try and figure this out. And so communicating, discussing, and really finding out where they're coming from, how they feel, what their need is, to me, that's more important. I already know what my needs are. I already know how I feel. I want to know how you feel so I can say, okay, let's be on the same team here and let's live happily ever after.
I think a lot of it is just being genuine.
I'm sure. Yeah, you have to be genuine.
You have to be genuine.
Yeah, you have to be genuine.
And you see, you watch the news and you can tell that's not real. But when I see you interacting with people, it's like you care about people. I mean, it's you care about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and that kind of stuff. And I think when we're solution driven, but it's not solution focused to the point where nothing else matters.
Right.
We gotta work everybody into this thing, and in the process.
Man, you just opened up a big old conversation there. I just love that. We could go forever on that. It's about people. What we do is about people. I guess I love the association business because we're in the people business. That's the way I look at
Absolutely.
it. And the more we can help each other, the more we can be a part of each other, the more we can relate to each other, the happier I am, but just because I'm that person, but the better off we all are. I mean, look at a wonderful partnership that TXAPA has built with TxDOT, and that TxDOT has built with TXAPA and allowed to happen.
For sure.
We had the best asphalt pavement in the country. I believe that, and it's because people are genuine, people are in, and people are communicating and trying to achieve the same goal of quality asphalt pavement. I really believe that, and I'm genuine about that.
Yeah, no, I know you do. I think that, as big as the program is here, and I think sometimes when you kind of, and I'm not relating what's happening in Texas to like, the federal government, that kind of stuff. It's when something is so big, it's easy for something to be dysfunctional. Right. But I think Texas is really focused on trying to hit 90% last year on the PMIS score, first time ever, hit the goal. That's a big deal.
That is.
For a program as big as Texas is. And again, Texas has got a lot of money, okay? But it's got a really big program. Do the math, right? Divide it out. But I think to me, it just indicates, when I talk to the TxDOT people, when I talk to the DOCs and the DEs and all the folks up and down the area, and you were talking to the area engineer the other day, and he was just you could tell he loved his job, and he was all in, again, here's not one card, I'm all in, and it's like, hey, let's figure this out. And it's like, well, man, we can do that. We can do something with that. I think that's pretty cool. So I love that. I think that's a really neat aspect.
But I think that's what we all strive to do. I think because of our great partnership is that we always try and see the other side. We don't want to alienate anybody on either side. Yep. And I think by trying to search out what the other person needs, what the other partner needs, I think that way we come together quicker and closer because we do understand each other at that point.
Okay, got it. You mentioned 31 years.
Yeah.
And I think about it when I look in the mirror in the morning too, and we've both been around. You've been around. You're a little older than me, but we've both been around a long time. But I was in a meeting the other day, and I looked around the room, and I was just kind of like just sitting back, and who's in here? And I kind of looked around and go, oh hell, I'm the oldest guy here.
Wow. I'm glad I'm not in those meetings.
Well, I hear you. Because you are older than me, a lot older than me.
Okay.
Just kidding. But how does that? I mean, we're often now we're at that point in our career, and then you've made a career choice now. And, you're gonna finally retire.
Yeah.
So I gotta work another year, and then I'll be longer than you, and then I'm just gonna get you here. I'm gonna catch up. But not as a CEO. But and you mentioned earlier you came out of Mississippi State, full of whatever vinegar, and came over here and all fired up and stuff, and now you look back at your career, okay, over all that 31 years plus another 15, 14, 15, 45, 46 years now. You look back at that person that got started, and I think this is our opportunity. I think doing this sort of stuff and other things is to kind of say, hey, learn from my mistakes.
Ooh.
Don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Where you're at now, where you're going, what would you share back to that young Harold?
Whew, man.
In his 20s, full of everything, going to conquer the world and all that. Because I was talking to a group this morning, a lot of young folks, and I can kind of see it's like, y'all got a great opportunity,
Well, I heard a person the other day say, you know what? The Lord put 2 ears and 1 mouth on you for a reason. And so that was just like, oh my goodness, we got to listen. And that's one thing. I was always trying to listen, but I wish I would listen a little harder, So I think that's one thing I would tell the younger folks is, really hear what somebody's telling you. I mean, because you're going to find out so much more when you listen, and it's going to help you. And the other thing you just mentioned is learning from our mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. We're human. That's what we do, But if we do not learn from our mistakes, that's where we get in trouble.
We're bound to repeat them.
I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
And so I think by learning and making sure you learn to take the time to figure that out, what did I learn through this process? We're going to be so much better off. So those are a couple of things I think about, but, just full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I mean, this is all good. It's as long as you're that genuine type, and as long as you're trying to help others. Because to me, again, it's about other people.
Okay.
So that's what I would remind myself and tell myself. It's about other people. Full speed ahead. Learn from your mistakes.
Okay.
Those type of things you got to do.
There's 3 of them. Is there any more on those?
Oh, there's 1,000 of them.
Give me a couple more.
One of them is there's 3 sides to every story. There's your side, my side, and a truth somewhere in between.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a big one. That's
that
a
is
big one. I've seen so many of that.
Remember the TV show, what's it? It was the science fiction one with the aliens. It was the truth was out there, right? And that was like one of the things. It's like I've always noticed that too. You get a call from somebody, and hear this. It's okay. I got an issue, and then it's like let me call this guy, and then you kind of hear another issue. And it's like, are these actually the same things? Because sometimes it's like, well, they are sort of, but we're really hearing something completely different. And it's like sometimes there may be 3 or 4 or 5 sides of a story.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely. But there's always at least 3.
There's at least 3. And it's trying to sort out, bringing everybody together to kind of get them to that point where we can sit down at the table. I think that's a big one, just sitting down at the table. I know you're a huge one about meeting in person.
Oh, yeah.
I
have to look at you. Yeah.
When COVID was around, I think you just felt like you were just walking around like a wounded puppy because you didn't have anybody to go talk to.
Yeah.
And we couldn't have meetings, we couldn't do any of that sort of stuff. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get being able to sit down and kind of work it out, whatever that issue is. We may not agree. You may want it green, I may want it yellow, or whatever the heck it is. But I think just kind of working that out, we could figure it out.
Well, when you send me an email, I can't see your eyebrows go up like this and that mustache start getting straight, I can't see that. So that's why when we're together, that's why I want to see people is that you do have, so much energy, in conversation sometimes.
Right. You can
at least emotion. You have emotion.
It's the nonverbal stuff you can see,
and that's to me that's all part of communication.
Yeah, one of the books I've read, it's like 70%, or 70-80% of the message is the nonverbal stuff.
Yeah,
is just
absolutely.
And we can figure out the other stuff. But man, if this is your hot button, and I pushed your hot button.
Yeah.
And you're on now, I've armed the nuclear device, I was like, okay, well, we better figure out how to unarm it, or whatever. But if it's just like one of and as much email as you get a day or any of us gets a day, and it's like, well, you can't tell. You can't tell that this is super important to me.
No way.
It may be the most important thing, and I need an answer right now. But if you didn't say that, it gets lumped with the 30 or 50 or 100 other emails. It's like, well, I ain't got time. I get to this, or I don't read it all. So, but I think when you sit down, we can say, oh wait, you didn't. I got this other point here, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, you can say, well, this is important to me, and I'm leaning forward,
exactly.
Or whatever it is, or I can see when I've just shut off or whatever's going on, and I got a feel as like, or your voice changes, or that sort of stuff.
That's huge.
Those are all super important things that we have to figure out. We've got to understand when we're sitting down with people. We get that, and just so much we could learn just from that. I think that would be an awesome class just to do that.
Well, to a poor old guy like me that I'm relational, I'm a people person, email, in my opinion, is not communicating. That's a conduit to a written message is all that is.
Okay.
There is no communication there. in that email, you do not see my facial expressions. You do not see my body language.
Mm-hmm.
That is full communication. Plus, most of the time we're so busy, we don't take the time. Says, "Hey Jim, how are you? And how are you and Donna enjoying the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your favorite place to eat this
Right.
week, or whatever?" There's none of that.
Right. It's just bang, bang.
It's just all a message
Mm-hmm.
of some type of go do this, go do that.
I need this information.
That's
Whatever.
not communicating. That's not relating to each other to me.
It's more dictating, I guess, than maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
about it from that perspective. That's a good thought.
I mean, to
So I'm going to stop emailing you and just come up and pound on your door. So,
I would love that. I would love that. Come on. You do that anyway.
Well, you locked the door. I got a swipe to get in now. So
you do that anyway.
It's all good. It's all good. So anything else you would tell the younger you starting again?
Oh man, enjoy life. That there's always that work-life balance.
There is?
Yes, and that's important. And I know you have a hard time with that.
I have a terrible time.
You
with
do.
That.
You have a terrible
time
with
with
that.
that.
But that's something we must seek. That's
Yeah.
something we must achieve. Is having that work-life balance, because we're going to miss so much if we don't achieve that. So that's something that I had to learn the hard way. That's something that I would like others to learn quicker. So you can not only cherish those things in life before you, but you'll also have a happier life and more time to spend with all the things that are more important to you possibly. So I think that work-life balance and always put, what is it? Faith, family, and work. If we could achieve those priorities, we'd all be better off. So.
In that order.
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Okay. I came up with the Yes Doctrine. Okay. I don't know if you've never met Harold. He don't know, N-O is not in his, he can use it, but he never generally uses it. And I said, you're off to say yes to some crazy ideas.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Most of my ideas are crazy. So
Why? Let's talk about that.
Why I have crazy ideas, or why I say yes?
Why you say yes?
I guess it goes back to I always thought there's a better way to do something.
Okay.
I know for me personally, there's always room for improvement. I needed to always improve, well, whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
So I always sought after that, and so I would seek ideas from other people. So, hey, how can you do this better? How can you do this? How can you do that? And just like you said earlier, we get ideas from people that are a lot better than sometimes what we ever imagined. Mm-hmm. And by putting those in place, we're going to be better off for that. So I think that's why I don't mind saying yes, you bet. There's a bunch of crazy ideas that float through our think tank and other places. I mean, our strategic planning session has had Gene Carey come with this crazy idea to buy a building on I-35. Who thought we could ever do that? That was a crazy idea.
Look at us now.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
But, that's where those crazy ideas, you kind of have to go,
Could we?
And I have found out that through the membership of this association, if it's possible at all in any way, they're going to say yes and let's go do it. And so to me, I've learned so much about saying yes and being open and then go achieve whatever it is.
But that's because our members have given grace to say, hey, why not?
Absolutely.
Why not? I think to me I think that's of all the we've spent pretty much our whole career in association work, and that's the thing that I've loved. I think the most. I love the product.
Absolutely,
okay? I really do. I think the product is the best paving product out there.
I agree.
But I really love the people in this industry.
I do.
And the folks that give us the opportunity to do what we do are really the top drawer folks. And the risk that they take and every day and then they can go fight each other in the bidding table and then go play golf with each other and stand around at night around the cocktail table and swap war stories and stuff and oh, you need a paver? Here, my paver broke. Here,
Absolutely.
come get one of mine. That sort of stuff. You kind of go, really? And they go, yeah. And I've seen it in a lot of, not just Texas. I've seen it in a lot of places.
I have.
It's
I
like,
mean,
hey,
they are.
You need something? Here, come get mine, and then, don't worry about it, and we'll work it out later.
I mean, you're talking about genuine.
Yep, genuine.
I mean, same way. They are
Same
so
genuine to the core.
with each other, to their strongest competition. They're still genuine.
They
with
will
each
beat
other.
each other up.
Yeah.
But then, okay,
Yeah.
it's still our business.
And through that, Jim, you're right. This is the best paving product in the universe, bar none. Asphalt pavement is the best. But the people in this industry are just the ultimate people that I've ever dealt with in my life. I just feel so blessed to be at TXAPA and in this industry. And the way they come together, I mean, I'm so thankful that we are a member-driven association. And I have said this in front of our annual meeting and anybody else that listens to me. We had the best members at TXAPA than any association that there is. I mean, our members are engaged, they're invested, they're making decisions here. We just get to carry it all out, and we get to say yes a lot. We get to, do the great things and communicate to make all those things happen. So I totally agree. It's the people that make things wonderful here, and it's easy to say yes when you got great people with you.
Sure. Okay. If you don't know Harold, Harold likes motorsports and likes NASCAR and thinks he's Dale Jr. and sometimes and Richard Petty and I wrote keeping your pedal on the gas while still looking in the rearview mirror. What does that look like to you? And we're not talking about your driving skills.
Ooh.
We've already kind of talked a little bit about that.
That quickly brings up an image in my mind of NASCAR, Cup cars, or any at Daytona.
Or Talladega.
If you look at those guys at Daytona, they spend 60% of their time driving in the rearview mirror at Daytona. Absolutely. I mean, they're
going
looking,
195 miles an hour.
and they got that spotter in there saying, up high. Oh, coming down low. So what are they doing? They're having to for them to advance, for them to win.
They have to look.
They got to be looking behind.
Wow, that's fascinating.
They got to.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of people trying to pass you. There's a lot of people trying to spin you out.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people that's going to get in front of you and block you. So you have to be watching behind you.
Okay.
I mean, we can really see what's in front of us. That's easy. It's what's coming up behind you. When I was riding my motorcycle, as you well know, I was a big motorcycle guy and went all over the country. My biggest fear was getting hit from behind. That's why mine was all lit up in the back. I had all kind of lights. I had all kind of stuff on the back.
Reflectors and stuff.
Yeah. So I just didn't want to get hit from behind. So most of the time, I was looking at my rear view mirrors going down the road.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just think we had to prepare. I mean, we had to have a goal. We had to have a vision. We had to see where we're going. There's no doubt about that, or we'll never get anywhere. But there are so many obstacles that can come up from behind. Number one, we had to learn from what we just passed. We had to learn from that.
Right.
But then we have to also be prepared for what can come and get us too.
Wow. So, the gospel of NASCAR.
Well, those guys learn. Yeah, I mean, it's all happening at 200 miles an hour.
Right? That is one of the things I find fascinating. On the weekend, I'll watch NASCAR. My wife's like, I'm out of here. She goes in the bedroom, watches TV here, takes the dog or whatever. And I'm just, I'm fascinated at how fast they can go this far apart.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
Yeah.
And only a few people get wrecked up.
Yeah.
Without, and normally it's they weren't looking or someone was trying to do something and physically trying to get the other guy out of the way or trying to fit a car this wide through a hole this wide.
That's right. But Jim, what's truly amazing to me about that it's just like our business life. The hard thing is not going through that hole one time. That's the easy part. Is we see that, we go for it, we achieve it. The hard thing to do is to do that for 500 miles.
Yeah.
To stay focused for 4.5 hours. Yeah. That's the hardest part.
That is the hard part. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Just that level of concentration.
But to me, that's what we have to do in our business and work and home life also.
All the time.
We can't take our eye off the ball. We have to be focused on things. We have to pay attention.
I got it.
For a long period of time.
For a long period of time. Speaking of that, you've announced this year that this will be your last full-time year at TXAPA.
Wow, that happened.
Yeah,
that happened.
You did it.
Yes.
You
well,
or
I had a lot of help in
or
there.
Or Kara did it, or somebody did it.
No, yeah, Kara did. My grandkids did.
Your grandkids did.
But Cliff K is our president this year. I love Cliff K.
Great
Cliff
guy.
K is our president this year. So at our membership meeting in January, Cliff gave me a pink slip and fired me. Well,
a slow fire.
Yeah, well, he said I had 11 months and 25 days to vacate. So, but that's the kind of members we got. There again, that goes back. But no, we've made the big decision, and this is my last full-time year. Yeah.
So I want to go forward 5 years, and I want you to. What does the industry look like in 5 years? What does TXAPA look like in 5 years without Harold?
Oh, I'm much better off. I guarantee you. There's no question about that. But it's going to be changing. That's the one thing that I think we all agree on is the only consistent thing in our industry is change. Mm-hmm. And I think the main reason is because of people. We're having such a dramatic change in people. Mm-hmm. From our partner at TXDOT to our member firms, even at TXAPA, I mean, we have different people coming through that's coming in and taking substantial roles. So it will be change, and it will be change for the better. How it looks, I'm not really sure. Okay. Even if I was going to be here, I'm not really sure how the future looks because there is so many possibilities. Okay. There's so many opportunities. And I think that's the thing we have to continue to keep our eye on is those opportunities and, relate with each other on how we're going to achieve that. So I'm not sure what that looks like. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but the one thing we're going to have to watch out for is AI. I mean, that's number one. That will radically change our construction industry. Mm-hmm. It's going to change the way we do business. It's going to change our association. It's going to change everything we do. We just have to make sure it's going to be for the better. Yeah,
that's the I think when I look at it and I look what it can do, and even just the kind of the fun stuff you see on the internet of talking dogs and actually people. I could have you here talking, having a conversation, and you be somewhere completely else, and it's like, whoa.
That ain't right.
This last weekend with my wife, we took a picture at Natural Bridge, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lady in the back, and this has been out for a while, but there's a lady behind me, and she was like right in the picture. And I was like, oh, wait, I think my phone's got this thing where you can crop somebody out.
There you go.
And so I'm sitting there, we're sitting in a restaurant, and I'm going, circle, 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 and boom, this lady disappeared. And I went,
whoa.
And I said, Donna, check this out. So I went and did it again, and she went, whoa. And it looks like just rushed there. And so how that's going to change our business, how it's going to change the technology, how it's going to change how I hope we don't lose. And this is the one thing that I want to make sure that we don't lose. We don't lose your drive for communicating, of sitting down together in that, because I think it'll be so easy just to say, well, let the AI do it or whatever it is, and I'll get replaced and there'll be an AI Jim or whatever, somebody really good looking instead of me, but but we got to figure that out.
Big time.
And that's the thing that's kind of, we don't know what we don't know. We're in that phase, and we're starting to see it's like, oh my God, this could be pretty interesting. Well, we hope we can make it better.
Oh, we have to.
Have to.
That we have to. So, that's the problem is most all of us are so busy. We are so busy, we want to punch an easy button at some point in time. We do.
Well, that's a natural response.
We need to,
Yeah.
And AI is coming up as the easy button, right? Well, to me, machinery is only going to do what somebody tells it to do. Mm-hmm. That I don't care how smart it is. We had to put that smartness into that machine. So,
and we're flawed.
Yes, but we're not putting emotion into that machine.
Right.
We're not putting facial expressions. We're not putting all these things into that machine, and that machine does not know how to communicate with us. I don't care how good it tries. It does not.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So again, you're trying to wrap up here, and I'd like to kind of take a walk down memory lane here for a second. What are the top 3, 4, 5 most significant things you've seen on your watch here at TXAPA and in the industry, representing the asphalt industry in Texas?
Wow. Over 31 years, there's a lot.
Yeah, we don't have 5 hours, so you're going to have to.
That's a lot. That's a lot to talk about.
Give me a couple.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple. But number one, I want to predicate this by saying all this is only possible because of great members.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it. We have a member-driven association that have engaged members, and that's why we are able to achieve these things. And things have happened on my watch. And not only because we have great members, but we have the best partner in the world when it comes to TxDOT. TxDOT seeks partners so they can achieve all their goals. And thank you to all our friends at TxDOT that they have chose TXAPA to be a partner with. And that enabled us to do so many things. So anything I talk about, it's about the members, it's about our partners.
Okay.
But we do have some wonderful and great things that have happened, and number one is the Hot Mix Asphalt Center, the certification program that started off in the the hot mix certification business, has bloomed, grown, and blossomed into a world-class facility and operation for multiple kinds of certification from TxDOT.
Yep. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable what the Hot Mix Asphalt Center does, the level that they do it to, the genuineness that they do it in, and it's just a remarkable feat to me.
And how many people come through it every year?
There was over 6,000 last year.
Yeah, that was just,
yes.
I mean, just in a couple of years I've been here, it's like going up like this.
And anybody we bring in, we just had the folks from Texas Motor Speedway come through here, wanted to take a tour of our facility, and they were truly like, this is one of the most professional things I've ever seen. We didn't realize asphalt pavement was tested like this. We did not know there was that TxDOT had a certification program. Sure. So anybody that comes through here, number one, their eyes are wide open, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is a great industry.
Yep.
So that would be one thing.
Okay.
that the Hot Mix Asphalt Center. I think something that was very significant for us is when we decided through strategic planning and Gene Carey's idea and the board agreeing and all that, when we decided that we were going to move out of the building on Brown Lane and we were seeking a new building. And buying that building here in beautiful Buda, when it was just starting to be beautiful Buda, and getting it on I-35 was so significant. That just not the building itself, not the property itself, but the opportunities that expanded out from that.
Sure, absolutely.
And you talk about face to face, and I think that's one of the things I appreciate about you when you came here. It's going like, where are all these people coming from that meet in this building?
We were having like 2 or 3 meetings a week when I got here. I was like, what's going on? How do you get anything done?
And you know what? That's pretty rare in the association world having all that going on like that.
It was. So, it was crazy.
So we're very blessed in that. But, now we have a 4-acre, 2-building campus here. And that is just opened up the world of opportunity more and more for us. So that is a significant accomplishment for our association. The humble beginnings we've had when I got here, for sure, but that's big. I don't know of many other state asphalt pavement associations like that. So,
and then now you're looking to try to expand that even beyond
and
that.
now we're going to DFW. Yeah, exactly. Got a contract.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. So
Good
we're
deal.
excited about
Good
that.
deal. Good deal.
You know, the other thing is that partnership with TXDOT. That's tremendous. That is significant with itself.
It
you know,
is.
the relationship we have, it goes back to all that communication we talked about, being open, honest, genuine, all those things. That's what we have. And that's why we've been able to be so successful in every endeavor we go through with TXDOT. And they allow us to do a lot with them. I mean, you know, PIQs and the annual meet, all these different things. But the most significant thing, I think, is the Asphalt Pavement Quality Initiatives. That's a committee we have that meets quarterly to discuss quality asphalt pavement and all the things that go along with that, whether it's education. That's where one of the other most significant things we've ever done, Apex.
Yeah, absolutely.
It came from APQI.
Yeah.
And so.
And that's leadership in TXDOT and leadership in the industry, sitting down saying, hey, what are the issues? How can we solve them? Let's go do this.
I mean, Carl Johnson has been the co-chair for so many years, and now we have Eric Likens coming in as a co-chair. He's already on top of everything, getting briefs about everything. He's already looking at what's next. He's pushing that. So, you know, we look at everything from the new bolt-on idea to heavy-duty pavement design to how you build better joints to balanced mix design to, I mean, it's just phenomenal.
It's a big list and growing.
It's a big list, and there's working groups for each one of those. And then those leaders, all the division heads are there, our member leaders are there, and they're meeting face-to-face on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
That's a big deal.
Huge deal. So I think that's really, really significant for us. But, you know, I think the other big thing is our scholarship program.
Oh, yeah.
Changing lives.
That's crazy.
Changing lives.
That is absolutely nuts.
That program, it has taken a lot to itself now. We raised $1.1 million. We gave out over 64 scholarships, you know, and the response we get back from people about how it changed their lives, that's a significant program.
Well, you got board members.
Yes.
Who have received those, and look what they've
done. Cliff K, our president this year, got a scholarship.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can go on down. I mean, Robert Hall, you know, he was that guy. So there's so many people like that that we can talk about at TXDOT as well as our industry. But that's how it changes lives. But these days, with the significance of how big that scholarship, I mean, it's $10,000 a year now.
It's real money.
That enables people to go to college. Yep. And so that has been
some of the pressure off. It's like now I could study instead of trying to go find a job or racking up this amount of debt or whatever, and they can focus on being better engineers or business people or marketing people or accountants or whatever. We need them all.
That's right.
We need them all in this business. So I think that's really cool part of this thing.
And I'll tell you, I got one last one if I can.
Okay.
Because it's so significant.
Okay.
And this is significant, is that our members, our leadership has enabled us to bring together a team of people, and I say a true team because I really believe that, and I thank the Lord every day for y'all, but to bring the kind of people that we've been able to bring in as a staff at TXAPA is truly significant because you guys knock it out of the park. I mean, getting you over here, Jim, has been so significant. Getting Chuck Fuller to come in and be a part of our ambassador of quality. Nobody knows quality like Chuck Fuller. I mean, he's incredible, you know. I mean,
shout out to Chuck.
I mean, Corey is here running the center, and it made it a world-class operation. You know, now we have guy. Larry Pierce and Dennis Turner and Sam and just it goes. I mean, it just on and on.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm not trying to. I just
Steve, Emily, Becky, Madison. Everybody else
Kayla,
here.
You just keep going.
Everybody else here. Yeah.
But it's amazing what that team is, how dedicated that team is, and how Cliff K gives us the biggest compliment Cliff K says, you know what? I don't know if anybody that works at TXAPA ever shows up late for work. I mean, think about that. You know?
Yep.
I don't know of anybody that comes in late beside.
Well, we won't.
I'm just
You're
busy.
on that swing shift.
I'm just really busy.
You're on that swing shift.
But you know, it's remarkable. Everybody's dedicated. Everybody is engaged.
Yep.
And so it's a pleasure to come to work every day when you have a team like that.
Cool.
That's significant.
What's the legacy of Harold Mullen? What does that look like? What would you like that to be? What would be your legacy?
Okay.
Man. No crying.
Yeah. No.
No crying in asphalt.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's a celebration.
Yeah,
you know, your
absolutely.
legacy ought to be a celebration.
Yeah, it ought to be.
But it does bring tears. There's no doubt. But you know, and I mean this. It's family.
Okay.
My legacy is going to be my family. That's the way I look at it. I have, number one, I hope people will look at my life, my legacy, and say, you know what, Harold must have been a pretty decent guy if Kara would stay married to him that long. I mean, poor old Carol's had to go through everything with that
She
guy.
is not, up for sainthood. We do
Boom, she's the best, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I hope they look at me and go, you know what, Harold had to be just a little bit smart, just do enough so Carol would stay married to him.
There you go.
So that's number one. I was loyal and committed, and I wanted to do whatever I could to do that. Number two, I really think I got the best kids in the universe.
Okay.
My kids are the best of the best.
Okay.
And I hope people see me in them.
Okay.
Because my kids, they do a couple of things that I really like. And number one is they try to do the right thing.
Okay.
They try to do the right thing, and not only do they do that, they try and do it for the right reasons. And so I really appreciate that.
That is a good legacy.
That is. The next thing they do, and this is through our old softball times and football times and basketball times and track times, is do your best. Do your best.
Okay.
And my kids are now in their careers. They're now raising their families, and they're doing it to the best of their ability, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And then the other thing about that is I want them, people to remember me, just like we've talked about earlier, and my kids show this all the time, is they care about people. They care. They're trying to help people. You know, each one of their careers is doing something that helps people. And I think that is just so great that they're doing things that help people. And then the other thing is they work hard and they play hard. And my kids love to have a good time. They love to have a good time. So, you know, those kids and my grandkids are going to be my legacy too.
I was wondering if they were going to work into this somewhere.
My grandkids exhibit the same things.
That's cool.
You know, and right now they're playing hard, you know, and
go.
we have a good time together. But to me, that's going to be my legacy, is my family and what people see in them.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. One last question. We ask everybody, king for the day. You get to change anything. What is it and why?
You know, I don't know. That's a good question. Man, if I was king for a day, wow. I don't know if I would change much of anything.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or not, but
Okay.
you know, I know that I would like to maybe be able to drive faster cars and faster motorcycles. Maybe, how about that?
There you go.
If I was
That'll
king
work.
for a day, but
That'll work.
you know, there's so many great things. I think it's how we look at life. You know, and I'm just seeing life right now as it can be really good.
Good.
Life can be good if you make that choice. So
Good deal.
it's all
deal.
good.
I appreciate the time today.
You bet. Thank you for the
I've
invitation,
enjoyed
man.
it.
It's my first time.
All right,
so,
good deal.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for today. Remember, these will be posted on YouTube and also on your Audible selection choices, and search for Everyday Asphalt. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, be safe out there and ever forward, everybody.